Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Got a question here from GER. That's their YouTube username. They say, I have a question, D70 or Panasonic G7. Now, pretty sure they're talking about the Canon 70D here and not the older Canon D7 or Nikon D70, which, by the way, I did shoot with. I shot a pair of those actually professionally at the time because they came out and they were better than the previous D100. I'm at a much lower price point, and I still have some great large prints in my portfolio from the D70. So 6 megapixel camera, really nice camera. In any case, Canon 70D versus Panasonic G7. Both very good cameras. It's a good question because a lot of people, especially at this holiday season, are looking at deals on both of these. And that comes to one of the first reasons you want to consider things is cost. Right now you can get a G7 kit for $500 or less. I've seen them for $450 or $500 with various accessories thrown in or a gift card thrown in. So really, really good price on the G7. The 70D conversely is I think still around $1,000. So you're looking at about twice the price for, and that's on sale I believe, because you're looking at about twice the price with kit lenses. So cost is definitely a factor. Cost aside, which one, if you're not looking at price alone, which one are you going to choose? Well, performance-wise for photos, I would say they're pretty much on par. I actually prefer the G7 over the 70D for performance for photos. I just like I like the smaller form factor, I guess, of the G7. I think you don't really need to worry on that end. I think they're pretty comparable. You might give a slight nod to the 70D for high ISO, but it's still pretty close. And they're very close in terms of resolution. So I would not worry about that. The big difference here is video. And there's a reason for the 70D and a reason for the G7. In general, the G7 is better simply because it's a very good 4K camera. So for 4K video, that is something that the 70D just doesn't offer it, so you got to go G7. And the G7 offers a very nice, very capable 4K camera, 4K abilities. And I shot with it for quite some time. I now have the successor, the G85, but I'm actually thinking of picking up one of these G7s at these prices right now as a second camera, because incredible value for $450 with a kit lens. You just can't beat that. And the 70D does not do 4K, so for me that's a killer right there. I bought my 70D system last year. I had it for about 6 months. I thought I was going to get into more video production that required the dual pixel AF. Turned out that I didn't use it as much as I thought I was going to for that. So it was at the time of purchase, it was more of a factor that I thought was going to be important. Turned out I didn't really use it as I thought, and I was just actually really missing the Micro Four Thirds cameras. And so I started shooting with the GX8, now the G85 again, and I just prefer them in general for video. But back to the 70D, and the reason I bought it was that dual pixel AF. And so if you're somebody like, you want to do video like Casey Neistat, where you're constantly using the camera's autofocus or vlogging, and you're okay with that bigger camera system for vlogging, that dual pixel AF in the 70D, also in the 80D and the 5D Mark IV, is pretty much unmatched out there. So if you need a camera for video where it's going to follow you very smoothly, consistently like a camcorder, the 70D is the best for that. But you don't get any 4K, so be really sure that dual pixel AF is worth the trade-off. Because I thought it was, and it turned out it wasn't for me. I really didn't I missed the 4K, and I missed the Panasonic systems for video, and I didn't really need the dual pixel AF as much as I thought I would. So there's the two deciding things. If you think you need that follow focus, that really smooth continuous focus, not saying the G7 can't do that, and the G85 does it quite well. But the 70D and the 80D, the cameras from Canon that have dual pixel AF, they do it the best. So if you need that, then that's the way you go. But be aware you're giving up the 4K, because to me, the 4K is more significant and better overall video quality, better options in post and being able to crop and make it look like different camera angles, and so many advantages to the 4K. So there's your reasons to choose one or the other. I will come down on the side of the G7 based on price and 4K. Those are my two main points why I would come down on the G7. There's other ones too. But what do you guys think? Would you go G7 from Panasonic, or would you go Canon 70D? And let me know why. Is the dual pixel AF more important to you than the 4K? Because that's what it kind of comes down to here. Overall video quality and ability versus having this one little feature in the Canon side. So let me know which one's more important to you. Which way would you go and why? Let's help our user here, GER, flesh this out for themselves. Thanks for your question. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at outoftheimage.com.